Hello and welcome to me, Suwey, checking out the King's Dilemma Chronicles. I was given this key as a review key, and we're going to go ahead and go into the settings here, which, by the way, this full screen is tasty. It's not an exclusive full screen. It's the windowed one where you can, like, move your mouse over to the next screen, and they're not always that. And it's juicy to me because I'm just not used to it. I'm going to turn the music down for you guys. Just gonna need to change things as I go. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get into a game. That was a very bloody sword sound. Warning, this game contains disturbing images and scenes of implied violence. There are references to slavery, abuse, racism, physical violence, domestic abuse, suicide, substance abuse, lots of other violence, and limited gory imagery that some may find distressing or disturbing. Player discretion is advised. None of the atrocities described in the King's Dilemma Chronicles are in any way endorsed by the creators and the distributors of this game. That's fair. I do appreciate them having that. Alright, let's get our, like, narrator voice going here. Welcome to the kingdom of Ankist, a place of daring expeditions, gruesome battles, and arcane mysteries. Located in the northern continent of Lywick, Ankist is one of the largest kingdoms of the known world, but it's not the only one. The kingdom of Mer, to the northwest, advanced both culturally and technologically. The small and harmless kingdom of Sidlada to the south with its stingy lands. The Republic of Capias to the northeast with the commercial abilities beyond imagination. The Kazukian Empire to the distant east, where the Emperor lives in opulence while the people struggle. The southern continent, barely explored, is only known for the fierce Ivory Desert and the tales and legends shared by the few foreign travelers venturing to our lands. Ankist has been enjoying several decades of peace, but less than 2 centuries ago it was divided into many smaller kingdoms, and raider tribes, conquered in wars or united by diplomacy over the centuries to be incorporated as duchies or marks. Little is known about what happened before this age of fragmentation, but what we know for sure is that all the lands of the world were ruled by several lost civilizations throughout the ages. What caused these civilizations to fall is unclear. You are going to assume the role of head of the council, a governing body ruling the name of the king, located in Libra, the capital city of Ankist. Before you begin, take a quick test to determine the house that suits you best. Ooh, these are always fun. In a financial crisis, is it moral to sacrifice knowledge in order to save money? Oh, sacrificing knowledge is kind of how you, like... No. You don't do that. Do the click and hold. Okay. Is it okay to restrict certain religious practices that clash with the established cult? That's a tough one. I don't really know what my opinion is on that. It's getting very political. Man. I kind of want to say yeah, just because, like, that's kind of how you have to maintain order. Otherwise, there's a lot of potential conflict and strife. If a neighboring country gets invaded, do we step in to support them? This is, like, an if situation though, like only if we're allied and, like, important and stuff, but stepping in makes stronger, plus we don't want it to go to us where we would, like, suffer even more, so yes. With childbirths on decline, do we strongly incentivize families to have children? Oh yeah, definitely. Alright, we're part of Korean. Wait, what? Each house has a different long-term goal and backstory, which affects their mutual relationship and affinity. Select info to read more about the 2 houses and make your choice. Info of Cran, Tranquility and Death. What is known as the Marquisate of Cran was once the heart of the ancient Sabian League when it was at its peak. In the following centuries, it fell into disgrace and became a poor country, but all this changed after you joined the Kingdom of Ankist in the year 120. Your family had the opportunity to invest in mills and vineyards, turning your people's fortunes upside down. The wine produced in your lands is famous for being the best in the kingdom. Also known as Drunk Skull, Cran has a terrible reputation for his bloodlust. The neighboring kingdom of Sidlada often complains of constant raids supposedly carried out by the Cranards. Even if your family puts responsibility for these attacks on the bandits of the southern steppes, the raids are actually carried out by your troops, disguised as raiders, who often rob the merchants of that small poor kingdom, tormenting its people. Even desert nomadic raiders dare not approach your borders because of your sinister reputation. The people of the Outer Ankist duchies and marquisates believe that Cran is a den of cutthroats and publicly disapprove of raids, but secretly they're grateful for your existence because you guarantee the safety or the security of the southern borders. However, they hope that you never completely take out the external enemies so that your appetite for violence is never satiated. Oh, so these are nemesis of one another. Interesting. So Cran is this one, and then we got Coden. Along with the Auntas, the Duchy of Coden formed the original nucleus of the Ankis kingdom. The boundary between the two, the Ermac River, and the fact that Coden was for Antinous, the natural outlet to the sea, led them to trade and give each other mutual support, which quickly resulted in strong alliance and eventually in unification. The old Tree King, your ancestor, had no male heirs. When his daughter married the son of Aeontas, their heirs joined the 2 kingdoms, and the first seat of the kingdom of Ankist was placed. Because of this, your family has a privileged relationship with the royal family. When you join, you do so as an equal, and as such, you wouldn't be vassals of the crown. At that time, the unification between the Aeontas and Coden led the newly formed Ankist kingdom to become hegemonic over the other small neighboring realms. You always rely on royal family of Aeontas for your protection, preferring to invest in trade and agriculture rather than arms and army, a strategy that has been successfully tested. Being right in the middle between fertile lands and the fishing sea of Chiel, your people rarely suffer hunger, and your family is one of the richest in the kingdom, but you have the reputation of being hospitable and friendly, but also decadent and unmotivated. Ooh. I think being the friendly one is better. We're gonna go Coden. A group of scholars in Libra recently discovered that ancient chronicles often blame a black circle, a dark rising sun, a cursed eclipse, or other similar images for causing the demise of many past empires. After observing similar clues in recent years, historians started speculating about the existence of a secret society that has been leading civilizations to oblivion for centuries. This organization is referred to as the Black Dawn. Some think they are a force of chaos, others view them as an engine for creative destruction, and some view them as heralds of a new dawn, harbingers of progress and change. Whatever their true nature really is, it seems that a huge battle is coming. As head of the council, you have the power to shape the future of this kingdom, but the Black Dawn is lurking in the shadows. Its existence is threatening and yet intriguing. Your role is to inform the king about the decisions of the council, but it is within your power to alter them if you so wish, provided you have enough power. It's time to begin. A new king is about to be crowned. How will the future of Ankist unfold? This is super, intense. I love it. The trumpets strike 3 rising notes, and 8 young doves are released as Harold V is crowned by the prior mother of the cult. The people erupt in a cheer of joy. Our hopes of enduring prosperity are renewed with a new king. Foreign dignitaries from Cossack, Copias, Sidlada, and Muir crowd the royal castle to evaluate the new king and win his favor. The ceremony is followed by a feast lasting for 3 days and nights along all the streets of Libra, our capital city. A week later, sitting on his throne behind the grand chiseled door of the council room, the new king addresses us for the first time. Any authority's flickering and power can be a blessing or a curse for those whom it is exercised, he says. After a long pause, he adds, ruling is an unsolvable dilemma. What is this? The Eclipse track the 6 storylines of the King's Dilemma. Chronicles advancing with each story chapter. When all storylines are completed, the eclipse will end and the uprising will start. Okay, I don't understand, but sure. This is the map of the kingdom. From here, choose your next dilemma from the sidebar. Change the zoom level between the entire continent, the kingdom of Ancus, and the capital city of Libra to reveal all available dilemmas. Okay. These 5 resources represent the status of the kingdom. Influence, wealth, morale, welfare, and knowledge. Every dilemma will move 1 or more of their resources, changing the stability of the current reign. Okay, got it. So we got world, city of tents. Then we got Ancust. We don't have any Libra ones right now. Torque. Golden Harbor. What is this one? Morale. Let's do the food one. Did I hold it? I do. The Royal Marshal reports to us that 3 windmills were set on fire last night along the road between Libra and Golden Harbor. The affected millers are asking for help rebuilding their windmills. Do we fund the reconstruction? I mean, yeah, we definitely do. To solve a dilemma, use your power to make the final decision after the council has gone through the voting phase. Approving the majority is free, but subverting it will cost you power equal to the difference in votes between 2 sides plus 1. Oh, shoot, so you don't want it below 0. Solving a dilemma moves the resources on track, as predicted by the red and blue gauges. Okay. The amount by which a resource moves will be revealed after the vote. Okay. Are these all the votes? With the monetary help of the crown, a small squad of carpenters is hired to rebuild the burned out windmills with the most advanced techniques available. After the work, we are informed that they notice the smell of an unknown alchemical substance at all 3 locations. Oh. Each time a resource moves, the stability marker to the right will follow it. If the stability marker ever reaches either end of its track, rain will end. Oh, interesting. Keep all resources in the highlighted area on the track to score more points when the rain ends. What? Okay. Interesting. Alright. Next one. The High Commander has received a message from our soldiers stationed at the troublesome northern border of Mark of Torque. Scarum smugglers are offering to provide us a large quantities of red iron, a strange metal that can break through even the strongest steel. The army wants a majority of it, but there's a lot of money to be made by trading it. Do we reserve this red iron, a strong metal, for the army? I think so. With each dilemma, the time counter on the right will increase. When it reaches a space with that icon, the king has a 50% chance of dying, or 100% if it reaches the final space. That's terrifying. Okay. So this is gonna bring that up. This can bring that up too. I think bringing this up is our better option. A strong economy requires a strong army to protect it. The High Commander contracts the smugglers to establish the operation. A steady flow of red iron from the mostly unexplored lands of the Four Mountains is supplied directly to the smiths of the army, with only a little remaining for our merchants. Scarlet Tide. To thank the king for the prosperous business, the smugglers gift him a masterful red iron sword named Scarlet Tide. The army soon elects the blade as its symbol and as a sign of its future power. A significant portion of the imported red iron starts flowing towards the royal armory, and military smiths begin experimenting with new ways of working with the sturdy metal. Because of its exceptional sturdiness, red iron is difficult to mold into weapons and armor, but a few blades are forged for the most elite regiments. Okay. Your morale alignment determines which rewards you'll get at the end of each reign. The rewards will be coins, prestige points, and/or crave points. The resource track highlights the target area to score points. The more resources in the target area, the more you will be rewarded. Above the resource track, there is a preview of your rewards based on the current position. Okay, makes sense. We have 2 Scarlet Tide ones. Okay. Ooh, laboratory. This one sounds really interesting, though. The City of Tents. We'll go ahead and do it. Murano, a rich merchant from a remote desert city called the City of Tents, wants to negotiate a lucrative trade agreement. Among his samples of goods is a slave concubine in chains. He claims the woman comes from a desert temple that allegedly hides the golden map, a fabled item we've been seeking for decades. Many of our people are against slavery. Do we force Murano, a rich merchant, to free the slave? Oh, that's a toughie. I agree with them, though. We can't tolerate slavery. We force the merchant to free his concubine and send him away. This compromises our trade agreement, but our people rejoice that we stood up for the poor woman. Many are also excited at the prospect that she may reveal the location of the mythical golden map. Legend says it leads to an endless fountain of liquid gold. Solving certain dilemmas will have permanent side effects on the kingdom. When this happens, a chronicle will be registered in the table above the resource track. Their effects, either positive or negative, are applied to the corresponding resources at the beginning of every reign. Positive chronicles moves the corresponding resource up by 1 space, while negative chronicles move them down by the same amount. Our choice to free the merchant slave compromised our relationship with the southern desert lands before it even started. Oh. Sarah, the woman we freed from slavery, comes from a remote temple of the Mother in the south of Marudi, which we call the Ivory Desert. She says that the golden map is guarded by this temple. Sarah was kidnapped and enslaved by her former master while visiting the City of Tents. Her story becomes quite popular in the kingdom and spurs a burst of interest in the unexplored southern continent that she calls Conferta. Sarah claims that it is the land where the ancient Sabian League once prospered and fell. Our scholars immediately start preparing a caravan to retrieve the golden map and take Sarah back home, but traversing the Ivory Desert, famous for tempests of burning white sand, will not be easy. Ooh. Alright, I like my decision. If a resource is moved twice in a row in the same direction, it will move one additional step. The icon color will show you the last direction a resource moved. After a second time a resource moves in the same direction, it will gain momentum marker and move 2 additional steps. Okay, so our wealth is like rock bottom right now. So we should probably try to move it up. You know? This is asking for funds, which we don't have. This one could be interesting. This is a merchant, so we might be able to get more funds by doing that. What is this one? Knowledge. Then we have this one too, which is really interesting. I think we're gonna go for the one with the merchant here. Sorello, a Codinian merchant from Duin, has taken an interest in the Scarlet Tide, the King's Red Sword. He's offering a kingly sum to purchase a replica. The army, however, has grown attached to its new symbol. They would not like to see its symbolic value tainted and diluted for the caprice of some lazy Codinian merchant. Do we allow a replica of the sword to be made? Okay. Okay, corrupting a council member will freeze the relationship between houses. Between your houses for the current dilemma. Use corruption wisely to manage both your relationships and power. So they don't want to do it, which would set our morale up. I don't know, I'm a little scared of setting that up too far. But like, I think we do it so we can have more funds. Merchant snaps his fingers and his servants run away. A few minutes later they return with a huge chest. When we open it, we find it full of the purest bright diamonds. The sensational sale of a replica of the Scarlet Tide gave birth to a new kind of item to trade. Expensive replicas of renowned unique items are produced and sold each day to rich nobles and collectors. Solid. Okay, so we now have funds to work with, which is huge for us. Alright. I'm really curious about this laboratory one. Upon inspecting the first weapons made with red iron, the chief doctor of the Royal Army realized it would be a wonderful material for medical equipment, as it is sturdy even when thin. Some suggest we should prioritize forging swords over scalpels, but our medical knowledge could vastly benefit from such superior tools. Do we prioritize medical uses? I think so. Yeah, it's an easy decision. Keeping our people alive is more important than giving death to our enemies. We prioritize the use of what little red iron we have for medical tools for the benefit of everyone. Still, the army would have preferred to wield more offensive tools. The invention of more agile medical tools made with red iron, allowing unmatched precision when seizing the human body, brought great enhancements to our medical knowledge. Let's go. Alright, I'm gonna leave this episode here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, for being here. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you like this video, subscribe to me here on YouTube, and go follow me over on Twitch. I see you there 4 days a week. What decisions would you have made differently? If you have played this game, what house did you get? Tell me it all. I will see you all in the next episode.